I think there's so many Mercy sisters here, they switched the reading so that mercy was mentioned in the gospel tonight instead of having the regular reading, huh? Well, it worked, huh? So we gather this evening to celebrate our great joy in the ministry that has been accomplished so well. How many years of ministry are represented here by our Jubilarians? Dear sisters, your faith, commitment, and dedication to your vows has certainly made a huge difference in the life of our church and in our world to so many people who have been the recipients of your love and mercy shown to them over these years. So we certainly want to say thank you. Your great faith reminds me of a story I heard about faith. One summer day, Pope John Paul II wanted to go fishing. He was out at Castel Gandolfo and he wanted to go out in the lake. And happening to be visiting during that time was Oral Roberts and Billy Graham. So the three of them go out in a boat in the middle of the lake to go fishing. And it's getting hot at some point, so Billy Graham says, I'm kind of thirsty. I think I'm going to go get a Diet Coke. And he stands up in the boat and walks over the side onto the water, walks across the water to the side of the shore, gets a Diet Coke, walks back across the water, gets in the boat and sits down. John Paul said, I'm kind of thirsty too. I think I'll go get a Fanta. He does the same thing, gets up, walks over the side, walks across the water, gets his Fanta, comes back over the boat side and sits down. Well, Robert says, wow, I'm kind of thirsty too. I think I'll go get an iced tea. And he gets up and he walks over the side of the boat and he begins to immediately sink to the bottom of the lake. And Billy Graham turns to John Paul and he says, do you think we should have told him where the rocks are? And John Paul says to Billy Graham, what rocks are you talking about? My dear sisters, each of you had a very fundamental decision to make with your life. Would you live your lives trying to figure out where the rocks are? Or would you be women of faith who reach out every day in an act of faith and confidence in service of others? Would your ministry be a calculated effort designed to reach some own goal of your own, or a courageous witness of love offered freely to God in selfless service of His holy people? We're certainly so grateful that you decided to walk on the waters of life with strong faith, to trust in God's mercy and love, and to be ministers of that mercy and love for others, regardless of the cost, losing your life for Christ, as our gospel would have reminded us, so that you could find it. At the end of the day, we pray that as you look back on your ministry and your many years of good service, that you clearly see that it was the hand of God who sustained you at every moment. With that awareness, you should always be truly grateful. You'll never be alone, and you'll never fear. And most of all, you'll never doubt that through you, God touched so many of our faithful. When you need encouragement, look at the cross of Christ, as St. Matthew encouraged us in the gospel for the day. Christ not only walked on water, but he even brought life out of water. You too, by your union with him, by your sharing him with others, by your good ministries, have done the same thing, brought life to others. We are so happy for you and grateful for you, and we certainly promise you our prayers. John Henry Newman had a beautiful little reflection, which you probably already know, but I think applies beautifully to you on this occasion, as we recognize your anniversaries and that you too have served as a bond of connection to God, a person always eager to do the Lord's will and freely jumping into the unknown but faith-filled waters of life. John Henry Newman wrote and prayed, "The mission of my life. God has created me to do him some definite service. He has committed me to some work, which he has not committed to another person. I have my mission. I may never know it in this life, but I shall be told it in the next. I am a link in a chain, a bond of connection between persons. He has not created me for naught. I shall do good. I shall do his work. I shall be an angel of peace, a preacher of truth in my own place, while not intending it if I do not keep his commandments. Therefore I will trust him, whatever I am. I can never be thrown away. If I am in sickness, my sickness may serve him. In perplexity, my perplexity may serve him. He does nothing in vain, but knows what he is about. He may take away my friends, he may throw me among strangers, he may make me feel desolate, make my spirit sink, hide my future from me. Still, he always knows what he is about. So we thank you, dear sister Jubilarians. Grateful, as I said, for you. We love you, we pray for you, and ad multos annos.